guys, welcome back to another crafting and Legos video. Today we will be making a basic Lego Technic car. And so let's get right into it. Alright, so this will be the building portion of the video. This will be pretty long, so if you want to follow along, please pause the video and get pieces now. And if you are just watching this for fun, you can skip to a more eventful part. So I'm going to start with this frame piece, and I'm gonna get a couple, and so this will be our chassis. So I'm gonna grab a couple of pegs, so it'll be 2 pegs and then 2 more pegs, and then 3 of these frames in total. And so now there's this piece. It's one where it has grooves for a gear, and so you'll want to try to find this piece now. And so I'm going to go ahead and get the pieces I need. Give me a second. So I got these 2 pieces, and they're just 2 stud long, and also it has room for one of the small axles. And then I'm gonna go ahead and grab 2 of these super small peg-like things, and so these are going to go into the side right here. And so the reason I'm doing this is so I can expand out. So here's this, and then I'm gonna grab a couple smaller pieces. So I'm gonna grab these, and then a couple pegs. So these are 5 long studs, as you can see right here. And then I'm gonna take 2 pegs and put 2 in each of these slots. So it'll look like this. And then on these last 2 holes, that's where you're gonna push in this piece and this one. And so here's our basic shape. And so I'm going to get some of these. So these are almost eye-looking pieces. So it's peg parts on 4 areas. And so this will go, you'll flip it upside down, and then it'll go on the side where this black piece is not sticking out. So it'll go like this and like this. and then we'll flip it back over, and we're going to find a piece that fits across. So this one might fit. I have not planned in advance, so this is close. But here's the actual piece. This is 15 studs, pretty sure. And so it's like the longest beam, almost the longest beam you can have. And so here it is. And then now I'm going to take some of these pieces. They're also kind of like eyes, except they don't have any pegs, and it's 5 studs this way, and then so I'm gonna take these, I'm gonna get another 4 pegs, and I'm gonna put 1 peg in both corners on only one of the sides though. And this is important. So you're going to take this eyepiece and then 2 from the side, or actually we'll do 3 from the side. You'll want to press it in, so 3, and make sure it's on the side that doesn't have this black piece. And then, so I'm going to repeat that for the other side. And so here it is. And so my plan for this is I'm gonna flip it over to where this side's facing away from you. And I'm going to grab 4 more pegs, and now I'm gonna put them in the corners of the eyepieces. And so right here I'm going to take a 9 long piece, and this is going to go right on there. And then, so, and now I'm going with a little different of a design than most people would. So, I'm going to be using a big gear, which this is just one of the gray ones, for right here. And so we're gonna start mounting this next. So for this part, we're going to need to make a kind of odd looking part, and so actually I have found a piece, And so we're going to use one of these. It has 2 axle inputs and then 1 hole in the center. And so we're going to take this, and this will be placed right here. And then we're going to start building the motor mount. So first, you're going to take a 4 long axle, and if you don't know how to measure them, you can just put it by a stud, and so that's 4 long. And so I'm gonna stick this through the gear, and so this is a capped axle, so you're gonna push it all the way in, and so the cap is on this side, and so the cap's on this side still, and then you'll have to push it out a little bit to slide it in here, but then you can push it in just like that. And so this isn't like the best design, so this doesn't work too well, but it should be fine once it has weight on it, and if it's not, we will come back in and fix that. Or actually, we're gonna fix that right now. So you're going to take another of these 9 pieces, and you're going to get and put 2 pegs on the left and right side where you still have holes, like that, and then you're gonna place down your piece. And so now I'm going to grab a T-piece, that like the ones that we used earlier. And so this, you're going to put 1 peg on each side, just like this. And then these 2 pegs will go right into here. And so it is a little bit better now. But we are going to try to find a way to make it a tiny bit better. And so I'm going to find another gear. And so we're gonna take this and are going to find I'm going to keep thinking for a moment, and I'll see you guys in a second. Alright guys, so now, please follow these instructions very carefully, but you're going to take off this piece for now. You can put it to the side, and then you'll also take off both of these 9 long pieces, and so all you want to leave on here is these 2 pegs right here. And actually, we're going to take off these pegs also, and we are going to replace them with blue pegs. So you will want to have these blue pegs on the outside and then a black one on the inside on both of these. And then we're going to take two 3s, and we're gonna just go ahead and slide them on. Just like this. And so now we're going to take your 2 more black pegs, and you're gonna put them right beside the blue ones, just like this. Then we're gonna use one of our 9s from earlier, and this time we're going to put it right onto there. So from the top it should look like this. And then you'll want to take that red piece from earlier that has the 2 axle pieces and 1 hole for a peg or an axle, and you're gonna put that right here, just like this. And then we're still gonna use this piece from earlier, that's the eyepiece, and it's just going to go right onto there. So here we go. I'm going to take this axle from earlier, but this time we're going to use this small black gear, and so you're going to want to put it halfway because these can be pretty stubborn about getting in. And so now this is fully attached here, and so here it's your steering, and so Now we're going to make the mount for our medium motor, which is this one. It's pretty small, and it has these 4 peg holes on the front that we'll be using. And so for this part, you're going to want to use these, and so they're eye hole pieces, so you can put a peg here, and then there's a peg part on the other end. And we're going to put these with the holes facing towards where the motor will be, just like this. And so now we will take some blue pegs. This may not look very sturdy right now, but it will be later. And then we're going to take some of these T pieces, so they're 3 by 3, just like this. And so the small end is going to go right here, and you only want to push it till you hear the first click. And then you're going to take a 9-piece, and so actually you can go ahead and take these off. But so here's the 9-piece, and so we're gonna get 4 pegs, and so we're going to put the pegs on the top of the T, and that's going to go right into the end of this, and then it'll be the same on the other side. And so now, this is the important part. You need to make sure the part that has the solid side is facing down. And so now you can go ahead and push this back on here. And so now that can't wiggle much. And so as you can see, this axle pops out right here. And so now you're going to take your medium motor, and you're going to put pegs on either side, and then you're going to go ahead and you're going to plug it right into here. So this is the steering part, all done and completed. So we can put this to the side for now. And so now we'll put the chassis to the side also. And we're going to start making the back. So you're going to take an XL motor and that will sit down there for now. And we're going to make a another little chassis, or little part. So we're gonna once again take these eyepieces with the peg-ins, 2 of them, but this time we're going to use L pieces, and so I'll find some here. So here they are. They're 5 by 3. And so we're gonna take these, and you're going to put it just in here like this on the 3 long side, and you're gonna do that just like that on the other side. And so a tip I'm going to be using for my car to make sure the front and back stay pretty straight is I'm going to take this piece, which is the same 13 piece that is used in the front, and we're going to take 4 pegs, and it'll go 1 right here on the end of the 5 long side, and then 1 will go right next to this gray peg coming out, just like that. And then you'll repeat that for the other side. And so this long piece, the 13, you're gonna push it in to where this is even, and it'll be the same on the other side. And so now we have this piece, which we will use. So I'm going to go ahead and grab one of these pieces, which is like a U, and it's a whole thick stud on this side and a half stud on either side. And so I'm going to find a couple gears for it. So we're going to be using a big one. We're also going to be using a little bit smaller one right here. So, and these both have flat sides, so they're not as thick as some. And so for this small gear, you're going to take another one of these 4 long axles with the studded end, and you're going to take the small gear and you're going to push that on. And then this gear will eventually go right here. But before that, we need to grab 2 axles. And these, since these are 7 long, this is a 12 long axle, and so you're gonna want 2 of these, and you're gonna go ahead and line up these 2 gears, and you're gonna hold them right in the middle, and at the same time on this back hole where the bar is, you're going to start threading this axle in. And so the thing about this is, since it's 2 axles, we're going to need to, we can put this right in here to hold it for a second, but we're going to need one of these which can connect 2 axles, and this will not fit. So we are going to, we're going to use one of these axles now, one of the 12 longs, and this is going to go straight through here, through the other side, and try to line it up as even as you can right now. And then we're going to grab a couple 5 long axles, and so here they are, and we're going to get 2 of those connectors that will connect 2 axles, and we're going to go ahead and put those on either side of this big black one. And so this we will actually need to switch to a smaller axle, so we're going to switch. We're going to go to one that's 1 stud less, so this should be 11, and so this should squeeze perfectly in there. With these other extenders on it. So here's this, and so now this is perfectly aligned, so we can take our axles for the side and go ahead and thread those through. And so it'll look like this, and you'll be able to spin this. And so now on this there's 2 pegs and 2 pegs on one side, and so we're going to use this, and we're going to take it toward these 2. We're going to put some pegs on, and this won't work. We're going to take sorry about this, guys, but we're going to take out this again because we need a shorter axle. So this should be good now. We have a 3 long axle. This also has the capped end. And we're going to take this through the small gear again. And then it'll go the big gear, and then the axle, and the cap. And these gray axles for the side that are 5. And so here we go. We're gonna take these 2 parts of the stud is axle, and 1 part of it is regular, like a peg. And so we actually, it may work with some of these. So these are the standard blue pegs, and which are half axle and half not. And so you're gonna go ahead and take these 2 holes, you're gonna put them right into here, and then you'll have to push this axle in as far as it can. It won't go all the way in. That's just a slight flaw in my design. And so we're going to take a we're going to take another 9-piece, and we're going to put 1 peg on either side, and then you're gonna find the center in here, and you're going to go ahead and push that on. And so this, you will take one T-piece, just like the ones that we used for steering earlier, where it's 3 studs by 3. And so you're gonna once again add a peg on either side like this, and you're also gonna put 2 pegs like this down. And so you'll have to center this, and then we're not going to press it on just yet. I'm going to experiment for a second. So it looks like you use we're going to use another 9-piece. and this will go like this and this. And so I'm gonna go ahead and find where the holes are. So you're gonna want to put a peg right here as far as you can this way, and then one from the edge on the other side. And so now you can press on the T, and then you can press on this, just like that. And so this, now the motor is secured. And then you can use any wheels on the side, but I'm gonna use these ones. They're pretty wide, but they're not very tall. So they will go on either side. And so now we're gonna start our frame. Now that we have all of our parts. And before that though, we're going to take two of the 4 capped long ones, and you're going to put them on either side of the front hole on the steering. And then we're going to go ahead and get some caps for these. It'll be just one moment, please. So I'll see you in a second. Alright, so I've gotten these pieces, and so you don't need as many as I have. I got 8 of these capped ones. You technically only need 2, but you're gonna put them on the end. And then I'm gonna put the second one on. And the reason I'm using so many is I'm going to use this end of the wheel, and it's gonna go in just like this on both sides. And then I'm gonna go back to the back of the car, and I'm also gonna do the same thing. And the reason for this is so the wheels will stay aligned, or they're at the same alignment, front and back. So I'll get these on. Don't put on the wheels. And so I'm gonna go ahead, spread this out. And so we got our frame, which we're going to slowly add on to. So we can start with the front attaching. So as you can see, it doesn't quite fit here, but we can have something that will fit. we just need to put pieces from here, the bottom, right here. I'll go ahead and get the pegs. You're gonna put 2 in on either side of this little piece that we put on earlier, and you're gonna get 6 more black pegs. I'll just get a couple more than that. So I'm gonna put those right in. Right on the end of this one. And so it's gonna stay like this. And we're going to take some of these. These are 11 long pieces. You can use any 11 long. And you're going to start pushing this on from the front. And make sure when you're pressing it on, these 2 are touching. So I got one set on. And I got the other. So that's the front attached. And so this goes freely without scraping the ground. And so now we're going to find a way to attach this. So I'm going to do what I did earlier, except this will be so I'm going to go ahead and take these L pieces and I'm going to put a peg right like this, so there should be a space on either side of them, and then I'm going to push that right on to the side, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with the other side. And so now we're going to take some five pieces, and so on each of them you're gonna want to put 2 pegs. And then you're gonna put that right on the inside. Just like that. And then this will go ahead and sit going there, which will be where it will be eventually, just like this. And so I'm going to take I'm going to take two of the eye hole pieces where it has the hole and then the peg part, and I'm going to put them on the inside facing upward. And then I'm going to get a 3-piece. I'm going to put a black peg on either side. And this is going to go on the underside. Just like that. And then you're going to put a black peg going up. And then this will attach here. Actually, we're going to take this back off for just a second. And so instead of black pegs on the 3-piece, we're going to use the blue ones. Then the short end's going to go in here on either side. And then you'll push it all the way up, and then you'll go ahead and put that black peg in the middle. So this, actually, we're going to go ahead and skip that black peg, and we're going to go for the blue peg. And so we'll push that in all the way down, and then you're going to put a black peg right here, and we're going to get another one of these T-pieces that are 3 going either way, like that. Until we're going to find out a mounting place for this, while also making this a little bit sturdier. And so I'm gonna look under here for a second. So the battery, you're going to want to get two more of these eye holes, and so these are just going to poke in right like this, facing upwards. Then you'll want to grab two blue pegs, and those will go right in like that, with the short ends going up. And then you're gonna want to place this right in here, right on the top part of this frame, right by your medium motor. And then we're going to take our receiver, and this is going to be placed just up. You're going to put two black pegs on it, and then you'll just go ahead and pop it right on there. And so you can go ahead and plug the receiver into the battery. And then what I normally do is I'll do motor being red, and I'll have blue be the steering. And then we're going to this, we're going to take our remote, and so we're going to turn it on. Make sure that your channel is the same on both of them. So I'll turn mine to 4. And this is my receiver is being kinda funky, so I'm gonna go ahead and replace, there it goes. I just had to get in a different channel, but as you can see, we can go forward, and if it's set to the wrong rotation, you can flip these switches, which will change it to the right direction. And so this is the building tutorial for the Lego RC car. I will be posting another video fixing this rear end collapsing like this. And thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and like and subscribe. Goodbye.